Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome back to all of the subscribers, those of you who have subscribed to this podcast, and a big hearty welcome to all of the new listeners, to everyone who is tuning in for the first time to this podcast. And I want to take this time to welcome you to Season 2 of Walk in Transformation. That's Walk in Transformation. I call it the People's Podcast. Now, my name is Richard Coles of RHCG Motivation, and I got to tell you, this season here promises to be a very special season. That's because it's going to be filled with engaging stories. That's right, I'm changing it up a little bit. Captivating interviews and heartwarming talks that are still going to be filled with insights, principles, and strategies that can help us move to the next level in our lives. Now, let's just take a moment and just chat here, because 2020, I am so happy, so pleased, and so relieved that we were able to put 2020 to rest finally. We finally put that thing to bed. That year wreaked more havoc on our lives than ever before. As a matter of fact, I used to joke with my friends that the only thing that we had not seen in 2020 was a live news interview with aliens. Man, I tell you, December 31st, 2020 at 11:30, man, I was kind of scared. I was kind of nervous because we still had another half an hour, and who knows what could have happened, I was thinking, in that half an hour. But we made it through. Nevertheless, here we are, January 1st, 2021, and I'm so glad that we all made it. Before we go on, however, it's important to acknowledge that, yes, we did go through the most challenging year ever in 2020, but guess what? We are still standing, and I personally have to give thanks and voice my gratitude to God for His grace and His mercy. Now, that being said, I want to take a moment just to express my condolences and offer my heartfelt prayer to everyone who has lost someone they love or have someone who is fighting COVID-19 right now. Look, don't give up. Keep the fight up. Keep your mind focused on getting better, because you can and you will. We're all praying for you. Now, I also want to express my gratitude for all of the frontline healthcare workers, police officers and firefighters, essential workers, and all of the business owners who are still fighting, and especially those who have gone under. May God continue to keep you covered and continue to carry you through this situation. Now, to each and every one of you who have lost your jobs and just don't know how you're going to make it, I say to you, keep on holding on, and just know that help is on the way. Help is on the way. Now, I have to tell you that just like everybody knows out there, this is nothing new. It's been a very trying time for all of the students and their parents that have to juggle even more responsibilities. You guys are doing the very best that you can do to make sure that distance learning is done effectively and that it is indeed benefiting your children. Look, our hearts are with each and every one of you. And you all just keep on holding on. Here's where we have to introduce the rest of the world to our super selves. And I got to tell you, I commend each and everybody right now, because you're showing your superpowers, your resilience, your stick-to-itness. You all keep it up. And even you college students, that haven't had an opportunity, you're going to be missing out on, or you have missed out on, the social experience that college life is all about. Even if you have already graduated with your degree, just know how important you are and how important it was for you to make it through this, because your class will never be forgotten. You all have been immortalized. So stand up and hold your heads high. Don't sulk. Don't be upset, because you all are more special than you could ever imagine. So our world has changed over the last few months, and it's continuing to change every day in response to the coronavirus that we all face right now. But just remember, if you remember nothing else, that this is not our new normal. I repeat, this is not our new normal. Don't let anyone sell you that bill of goods. Don't let anyone try to push that into your belief system because it's just not normal. There's nothing normal about this. This is very abnormal, and it requires the kind of response that is very abnormal and extremely aggressive. That's why these measures that we're going through are being put out there like that. Listen, we will never go back to what we once knew as normal. We are, however, pressing toward what will be our new and improved normal as a result of so many new practices that have been put in place and will continue to be put in place. Now, vaccines are currently being administered to frontline healthcare workers and our seniors in their communities. But please, look, don't forget to do the simple things we need to do every day, many times a day, to move past this as quickly as we can, to continue to move past this because we're already in progress. We're already in motion. See, the fact about this thing is that it's a process. It's going to take time. It took time for us to get here, and it's going to take time for us to get out of this, but we will. Just remember, wash your hands several times daily throughout the day. And if you go outside, listen, make sure that you're wearing a mask. Don't make it political. Don't make it about your rights. We are still in the middle of a health crisis. And I gotta tell you, I would truly hate for you to have to live the rest of your life knowing that someone now has a health issue or has passed away because of you. You don't deserve that. No one deserves that. Make sure also that you're keeping a safe enough distance between you and the next person. I understand that you might want to, get a little bit of exercise and some fresh air, or that you may even need to take your pet outside. But look, that's fine. Make sure you are socially distancing yourselves from each other. Don't think that just because you're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feet away, you're okay. We don't know that for sure. Don't just do this because of your safety. Do it for the safety of the other people that you come across, because they're doing it for you. And do it for the people that you love, to keep them safe. Again, Happy New Year to each and every one of you. And I got to tell you that it has truly been the experience of my life, driving around in an Uber, picking up all walks of people, people from all walks of life, and listening to the stories that everyone has to tell. Man, I have talked with everyone from an actual rocket scientist to a professional dog groomer who walked away from a career as an ophthalmologist because of a grueling schedule on top of a 2-hour commute that she would make twice daily. 2 hours there, 2 hours back. That's a lot. I would need a nap and a sandwich. Now, just to let you know, she's now making more money because she has decided to do what she was passionate about instead of what others thought she should do, and she's happy. As a matter of fact, we're going to have an amazing interview by that very young lady that I'm speaking of. What a joy, what a joy. Now, I want you to also, and I need to say this, I want you to be aware of who it is that comes to pick you up when you do request an Uber, because it just very well might be me. Yours truly, Richard Coles of RHCG Motivation. And if you have something that's stressing you or bothering you, or something that you really have just been trying to figure out, hey, let's talk. Who knows? I might even ask you if I can interview you right there on the spot, which would be amazing. This is how I keep my finger on the pulse of the city. And this is how I'm able to walk in my purpose every day, even though I'm not able to do live speaking engagements right now. People keep saying we got to think outside the box. Look, we can't think outside the box because there is no box anymore. We live outside the box. So just keep in mind that we have to come up with as many creative ways to address and approach life head on today. And that's with everything. That's the way with the way that we're dealing with our children. That's with the way that we're dealing, with our friends. That's the way that we eat. That's the way that we, go grocery shopping. That's the way that we do everything. We have to approach this now outside of the box and just forget about even using that phrase because, my friends, the box doesn't exist anymore. The box is gone. Now, this pandemic has really changed us in major ways, but it has also presented us with some glorious, glorious opportunities to get back to the basics. And isn't it kind of funny that every day we're talking to our friends that are in our bubble about how much we miss our coworkers, even the ones who used to get on our nerves or, that we used to think said the stupidest things. We miss them. What we miss is the social interaction. What we miss is the energy that we get, the transference of energy that we get when we're in our work environments. Now, some people are okay with not seeing people for a while, and that's great. That's fantastic. I'm one of those people who could separate myself for a while, just a little while. But, we all need our social interaction. There's a reason why that stuff is so good for us. And the simple fact is that people tend to remind us about things that we are passionate about that we've kind of forgotten about or that we let slip below the surface. It's interesting how that happens. There are just so many people who have closed the door on what they are passionate about in an effort to make enough money to be able to live comfortably. And make no mistake, it takes money to live here in D.C. It takes money basically to live in any major city because prices and all of that stuff are going up. Nevertheless, am I saying that everyone has turned away from what they're passionate about, the things that they loved to do, the artsy things, the music, the painting and all of that? No, of course not. I'm not saying that. But for the majority of people today, that is their reality. This time needs to be used by everyone to reconnect with themselves again, to get back in touch with the little boy or little girl who loves to paint or loves to play music or even loves to take pictures or make clothing designs. It's no mystery why people are more stressed than ever before. It's no mystery why people are secretly living lives of quiet desperation. Right now, even in this pandemic, the hunt, the competition has ratcheted up to another level. And we cannot allow ourselves to be lost in the desperation of trying to make it ahead. Things like this, the creative side of you, even if it's something as simple as knitting a sweater, the creative side of you, that is one of the things that has the biggest therapeutic impact on our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. I get it. Your work is very, very important to you, and you have to check your emails all day long to stay on top of things. But even that needs to be done in moderation. It's got to be done in moderation. You see, there's a reason also why people are coming down with certain health issues that are related to the tech devices that we have. So I'm going to be bringing to you a lot of people that have been able to do some amazing things. Some of the guests that I will be featuring are going to share their stories of how they were able to reclaim their peace and break out of the prison of social pressure. Man, I can't wait to bring you the story of a young lady that happened to be pregnant, when she contracted COVID-19. Now, she literally was put into a self-induced coma after her heart stopped 3 times and she was revived. They had to take her child prematurely by C-section in order for the both of them to survive. Man, that's amazing. Now, her story is going to be absolutely astounding to you because it only took her 4 days after she, came around out of that coma to get back up on her feet. Now, if you think that's something, there's also the story of a very successful man. I'm going to interview these people. This man, this gentleman, he's very successful. And he started off, however, as a child who was beaten up daily in school when he was going to school in England. And when his parents moved the family here to the United States, guess what? He was beaten up here in the United States. So this poor little boy did not know who he was. He had no idea who he was. Now he's going to share with you just how deliberate he was in creating a fictional character that would protect him for the rest of his life whenever he was out in public, whenever he had to go out in public. Now, these are just a few of the amazing people that live, shop, go to dinner, to the grocery store, to the laundromat, to the doctor's office, around us every day, with us every day. And I'm so grateful to be able to sit down with these people and talk with them and help them to do what they want to do, which is share their story with you so that you could pull some small nuggets, maybe something here, maybe something there, that you can use to make it through your day. One of the things that I'm going to give you right now, which I usually always give, but I want to remind you, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, when that stress starts to reach the level of overwhelm, I need you to it doesn't matter where you are, I need you to just stop. Just stop and breathe. And just breathe. And it only takes you about 5 seconds, 10 at the most, and then you can get right back into where you were, but you'll go back there with more composure. You'll go back there feeling more in control and not out of control. And I want you to take that with you because it's important to be able to stop for one moment so that you can gather yourselves. I am so looking forward to us spending so much more time together. And as for now, again, just know that you have always mattered. It doesn't matter what anyone has told you. It doesn't matter what anyone has said about you. You have always mattered, and you have always been good enough. Now, as usual, I speak health, wealth, prosperity, and purpose into your lives right here, right now. This is Richard Coles for RHCG Motivation, and together we're welcoming in this new year, and let's make it a phenomenal year on purpose. Show someone some love today and watch how it returns to you. To each and every one of you out there, you are so much more than you can imagine. So, take what it is that's been deposited inside of you, share it with the world. God bless you. Have a fantastic day.